Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. This is the FX3 with a 24-70 Shinobi monitor and cage setup. Now next to it, I have the RS2. Now if we were to switch the 24-70 GM lens to a Kowa 75 anamorphic and the Shinobi Ninja 5, we've got the same gear as TheCreator. Now I know what you're thinking, though easier said than done, right? Well, yes and no. Kowas aren't cheap by any means, but renting them is a different story. They're actually quite affordable. That's not to say, though, that the GM lenses don't have the quality to deliver either. It just depends on the story you're wanting to tell and deciding which lens is right for you. Now, with that being said, I've seen a lot of comments saying it was an $80 million budget. They had room to fix it up, all the problems the FX3 caused, that it was a Sony marketing stunt. Guys, irrespective if it was or wasn't, the film looks amazing. I was absolutely blown away. I watched Oppenheimer about a month or two before this, and I really didn't like the film at all. This movie just felt like a flawed masterpiece. And when I say flawed, I mean the fact that it was very grainy in some parts and had some other small blemishes. But I think that's what makes this film special. This is a movie I highly recommend you watch if you haven't seen it already. I watched in IMAX and it was so good. Now let's talk about the gimbal setup. What's truly unique is that the filmmakers opted for the DJI RS2, the one I showed you, which is a popular prosumer level gimbal. This versatile piece of equipment played a pivotal role in enabling them to capture steady and dynamic shots, significantly enhancing the film's overall visual impact. Its lightweight design and user-friendly interface made it the preferred choice for the crew, ensuring smooth camera movements even in challenging shooting conditions. Additionally, they employed cranes and drones when necessary to capture those one-of-a-kind shots. Now, they had to be efficient, so they also had small crews, which made things easier and allowed them to shoot more efficiently. For example, for the beginning beach scene at night, with only the moonlight as their main source of light, they managed with a crew of just 4 people, which is crazy. Now, let's talk about the lens choice. The film cinematographer so far chose the Kowa 75mm anamorphic lens, which was used for a remarkable 98% of the movie. Now, this lens was essential in creating the film's unique visual language, and Orange Software explained we carried 3 of these lenses to allow us to have multiple camera rigs ready to shoot at any given time. Removing the need to swap lenses, 75mm closely resembles the perspective and compression of the human eye, creating an immersive and subjective experience for the audience, grounding them in the film's world. Additionally, a prototype 42mm Atlas Mercury anamorphic lens was used for tighter quarters, and a set of iron glass rehouse vintage Soviet steel lenses served for drone work and effects plate footage. The 42mm Mercury was mostly used in interior shots with the car. Now, ProRes RAW and VFX. So a groundbreaking aspect of TheCreator was its use of ProRes RAW for an IMAX production. This was a first in the industry, and it honestly piqued the curiosity of filmmakers and visual effects professionals alike. Industrial Light and Magic, the renowned VFX company behind the film, confirmed that the Sony FX3's ProRes RAW output was sufficient for the extensive CGI layers required, and this technology leap opened new possibilities for filmmakers looking to harness the power of RAW in large-scale productions. This also allowed them to shoot and output to a 4.2K RAW. Now, one noticeable characteristic of TheCreator was its intentional or perhaps unintentional use of grain in the footage. While not perfect, this unique choice added a distinct visual quality to the film. Many viewers found the grain added to the overall atmosphere and depth, enhancing the movie's immersive experience. And this bold decision to embrace imperfection contributed to the film's authenticity and artistic appeal. Now, not everyone might like the grain, but I personally thought it was a nice touch. Now, guys, at the end of the day, this movie should hold a strong message. It's not the gear, it's not the budget, it's a tool in your hand, and how you decide to use it that will impact what you create. Focus on telling better stories before showing better visuals, because in the end, the story will always be king. And for all those people saying this should have been shot on the Red Komodo, the Arri Alexa, if you guys haven't seen the movie, 95% of it is shot in low light, no light scenarios. In some instances, it's only using moonlight. So it makes sense for the FX3 being the choice of camera. It's nimble, it's a power horse, and it's got the job done. Being able to shoot at 12,800 ISO, TheCreator reminds us that the true magic of filmmaking lies not just in the equipment we use, but in the stories we tell and how we choose to tell them. People will bash anything these days and not understand how amazing this film is for future filmmakers. The bar is turning. You don't need $50,000 cameras to make something amazing. At the end of the day, they chose the Sony FX3, and who's to say you can't make something as beautiful as TheCreator with your own FX3? It all comes back to you. Overall, guys, I think the movie was absolutely amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I've already watched it on IMAX, and I'm honestly going for a second time. I really enjoyed it that much, guys. In terms of the visual effects were phenomenal, and the FX3 with the ProRes roll handled it super well, guys. There was a lot more explosions and a lot more effects than in Oppenheimer, guys, and that's saying a lot for me, at least where I'm coming from. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Guys, thank you for tuning in and watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. My last TheCreator video I did is close to reaching 10K in views, which is crazy. I appreciate all of you, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys want, please leave me a comment, hit the like button, it does help the channel, and I'll see you guys soon.